Welcome back to the Prime Focus Goalkeeping channel. My name is Brandon Miller. I'm your host, and today we are going to talk about 5 key aspects of the goalkeeper warm-up that we think are important for you to get in as you're getting prepared for a game. We're going to talk about 5 different portions of the goalkeeper warm-up that you should use in your everyday warm-up before games in order to be prepared to perform at the highest level. So our first key aspect is going to be a dynamic warm-up. So we like to work with our goalkeepers on just jogging up and down, getting some different exercises in, getting those muscles really fired, getting loose and relaxed, making sure our hamstrings are good, our quads are good, our hip flexors, our arm, our upper body, every little aspect of it. So we look at some side shuffles, we look at maybe some karaoke. We like to get in our sweep in the grass, get the hamstrings going, get our quads stretched out, knee hugs, every single aspect that you can think of, being nice and loose, doing a dynamic warm-up, I would say for at least 5 to 10 minutes, maybe getting some static stretching in between, but making sure those muscles are loose and warm and ready to go so you can step into the goal and perform. All right, so once our dynamic warm-up's done, we're gonna hop into the goal. So the first key aspect is the dynamic warm-up. The second aspect's gonna be our handling. Obviously, we're goalkeepers. We want to be able to catch the ball. We want to be able to make sure our hands are warm. All right, so maybe we start out with some volleys. All right, just nice and simple, getting used to the ball. Catching the ball, looking at our shape, making sure we're ready. Maybe we'll get some half volleys in there. A little bit different trajectory, a little bit more pace. And maybe we see some balls driven off the ground, all right? Because that's what we're gonna see a lot of times in the game, is we're gonna see balls off the ground, and we've got to get used to seeing that, tracking that into our hands. Now you can do a number of different variations here, whether it's moving off the post and finding the angle, seeing some strikes from angles. Maybe you just want to simply start out basic and advance to that, but understanding we got to get our hands warm, we got to get our hand shape ready, and we've got to be prepared to see strikes. Our third thing that we need to see, so we've done a dynamic warm-up, we've got our handling going. Now we need to start hitting the ground a little bit. So there's a number of different ways we can do that. You can simply start right here and go down to the ground. A lot of times I like to add a little bit of movement to it, so have your goalkeeper coming off the post, facing out, and then they turn and yep, they're in, they're set, and we just put them down simply there, right? Adding a little bit of movement, getting set into that position, turning in, yep, we're in here, getting down and making the save. Figuring out a way to start hitting the ground. Starting out a little bit slower. We want to build our confidence. We want to continue to get our technique going, build that up, and then we can start to see more difficult strikes and start to stretch ourselves to the corners a little bit more. But starting to hit the ground, getting used to hitting in the ground and getting comfortable there is one of the key tips there. So we've got dynamic warm-up, we've got handling, we've got diving. Now we want to go out wide and start to see a little bit of crossing. So sometimes coaches may like to start in here and just go with a few tosses, high ball up, and we can get our goalkeeper working a little bit of technique. Good. Or they can go out a little bit wider and start to drive, float some balls in. Let that goalkeeper come see some live service. Work on their positioning, see the ball off the ground, react to a driven ball in, whether it's a floated ball or a driven ball, being able to get it at the highest point. So that fourth piece is crossing. We're seeing a lot of things that we're gonna see in the game. We want to be able to react to everything, get ready and warm and prepared for everything. Seeing crossing is crucial because that's one of the vital pieces that you're gonna see in a game. And now that last piece that we wanna talk about is distribution. We want our goalkeepers to be able to work with their feet. So whether it's passing, just simple passing, right? One touch, back and forth, or maybe we go 2 touch, right? Touch and get it out of their feet, right? Being able to work on that. And then we step out a little bit further. Maybe we put some balls down on the 6 and hit some goal kicks, or maybe we do a little live play where we play the ball into the goalkeeper, they take a touch out and they drive out to, whether it's a field player or someone else, we drive the ball out there to them. But focusing on distribution, making sure our feet are warm and we're ready with our first touch, we're confident with our feet and we're confident in our distribution. That's an important piece because a lot of the game is goalkeepers playing with their feet. So let's go over those 5 again. We've got the dynamic warm-up, making sure our body's loose and ready. We've got handling, making sure our hands are ready to catch the ball. We've got diving, making sure we're getting used to the ground. We've got the crossing, making sure we can read the flight of the ball and we're ready to see a lot of those crosses. And the last one is distribution, being prepared with our feet to play quickly, whether it's 1 touch, 2 touch, or going long. We've got to be able to be prepared for everything in a game. And those 5 different aspects, however you want to do them, are going to help us get prepared for the game. So that's all we have for the goalkeeper warm-up. We'll add some more tips maybe in future videos. Let us know what you all do for your warm-ups and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, stay focused.